Good evening. Thought it might be quite fun to have a go at doing some cooking. The only one is it's going to be real student cooking. It's going to be cooking to get you ready for when you go off to university or you leave home for the first time. So they're going to be really simple recipes. Not going to do anything complicated, not going to use any complicated equipment, not going to use any expensive ingredients, just really simple food. And tonight we're going to have a go at making toad in the hole. Okay, so the first thing I've got is I've got a metal baking tray. Absolutely key that it's metal for this. If you use earthenware or something like that, it doesn't transfer the heat fast enough. It's dreadful being a science teacher. I want to say it doesn't get hot enough, but I know that it gets to the same temperature. So you've got to suffer a physics teacher teaching this to you. Okay, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to shove some sausages in. Normally would use small thin chipolatas, just happen to have platter sausages here. It really doesn't matter. The more expensive the sausage you can afford, the nicer it will taste like. And then I'm going to take some sunflower oil. Use sunflower oil in preference to olive oil if you can, because you can get it a bit hotter. And I'm going to give that, in a Jamie Oliver style, a good glug. You want a decent amount of oil in there, because that's going to help your batter to rise. Okay, and then I've got an oven that I've preheated to about 200 degrees. So I'm going to shake this around, and I'm going to stick that in the oven, and that's going to stay in there for about 10-15 minutes. Whilst that's cooking, I'm going to have a go at making the batter. So I've already weighed out 140 grams of plain flour. So I'm just going to put that in a large mixing bowl, make a small little hollow in the middle. I'm then going to take 2 eggs, crack them, break a couple of eggs into that. 1, 2, and then I'm going to whisk them up. Now, if you're at home, you've probably got an electric whisk you can use, in which case, great, use that, but you don't need to. You can do it perfectly well with a beater like this, or probably get away with a fork. I'm just going to beat and combine the whole lot together. This is going to make a lovely batter mix. When that starts to combine, there we go. I've got about 175 ml of semi-skimmed milk, and I'm saying about the whole time because what it's took me a long time to realise is that with cooking you don't have to be accurate. About works absolutely fine. I'm sure with baking you have to be accurate, but with normal cooking, don't have to be. I'm just going to add a little bit of milk, combine that, add a bit more, try and get it to combine. I'm going to try and get a nice smooth batter. Now that's going to take quite a lot of elbow grease using a hand whisk or a balloon whisk. Electric whisk, it would be dead easy, and that would be cheating. Try and make sure you get rid of as many lumps as you possibly can. Now, if you want to, perfectly fine, better make sure this is, add some dried mixed herbs. I'm sure Jamie Oliver would say you have to pluck thyme fresh from a fresh thyme plant. We're doing this on a budget. Okay. Okay, so now let's have a look and see how the sausages are doing. Be careful, the oil will be very, very hot. Slide them out. Yeah, you can see that they are cooking quite nicely, starting to brown. So we'll stir around, I reckon another couple of minutes, and we're good to go. Now I'm just going to pour the batter mixture into a jug because we want to be able to put the batter over the sausages as quickly as possible without letting them cool down at all. And it's just easier to do it from a jug than it is from a bowl. So there we go, that's all ready. Okay, up until this point, I've been cooking the sausages at just over 200 degrees. Going to now turn the oven up as hot as it goes, just for the last few minutes because we want our oil to be really absolutely piping hot. The hotter the oil is, the better it will rise. Okay, so I'm now going to take the sausages out the oven and put the batter over them. You need to do this as quickly as possible because it's absolutely key that the batter stays as hot, the sausages stay as hot as possible. Okay, so I'm going to do this quite quickly. I've got a metal trivet on the table so I don't burn it. Away we go. My sausages, pour the batter over super really nice and quickly. All over it and straight back in the oven. Okay, so I've turned that back down to 200 degrees and I'm going to let that cook for about 20 minutes now. Okay, so let's check how that's done. Ah, perfect. This was a proper cooking programme. It would explain to you how to make gravy from the raw materials. This isn't a proper cooking programme. This is student cooking. So, Bisto, okay? Bisto is your friend.